This subtle Viridian wash is just one of the things you can do with Optimist Pigment ink, a unique artistic medium from Federal Color. In this 4-minute demo, we're going to show you a few more possibilities as we create a complete illustration with Optimist. For early layers, you can use a lot of Optimist colorless medium in each mixture to create expressive, translucent underpaintings. It's a good idea to start pale, then layer in more opaque colors later on. You'll notice we're using Optimist ink solvent between colors. Optimist dries waterproof, so we designed the ink solvent to help you keep your brushes and pens clean. It's a gentle, odorless formula that's safe for your home studio. Optimist is very pigment dense, so even when it's diluted with colorless medium and used for glazing, like we're doing here, it can produce beautiful high chroma colors. Alternatively, you can make muted colors with Optimist by mixing complementary colors together. Most of the brickwork in this painting is a mixture of Federal Red with Basil Green. This mixing technique reduces color intensity and produces the type of pleasing, realistic tones you see here. As Curt finishes up his first layer, we'll start to see one of the best features of Optimist Pigment ink. Each overlapping layer has no effect on the dry ink underneath. You can see how the edges of Curt's transparent marks start to interact, giving the illustration a vibrant, dynamic feel. Now we'll start to make more opaque colors, using less Optimist medium and more of the opaque pigments, like white and black. This allows certain elements to pop out of the less saturated background layer, adding depth to the illustration. Now we're into the middle of the illustration process, where we start to introduce more intense colors and define smaller shapes. Optimist stays exactly where you put it, whether you make a thin wash or a thick mark, thanks to the high surface tension. That makes it easy to lay in these bright details without getting color anywhere you don't want it. I love these semi-opaque washes Curt applied to the architectural details in this piece. The beige wash adds texture and defines the light temperature of the scene. It also brings together the elements underneath, which look more connected as Curt brushes on these lighting effects. Switching back to a dip pen, we'll see another nice result of Optimist's high surface tension. It coats nibs beautifully and produces smooth, continuous, highly saturated line work. Using Optimist white as a base color, Curt mixes in small amounts of black and red to create the various highlight colors in this piece. The previous layers are covered completely, producing highlights that jump off the page. After adding those bright lines, it's nice to reintegrate the piece by adding some overlapping transparent washes. Curt used our Prussian blue with lots of Optimist medium to create the moody shadows that bring this illustration together. To further define the shadow areas, Curt's using a Kakimori stainless steel nib. These modern drawing tools work really well with Optimist, enabling you to make a wide variety of marks, from fine lines to big wedge-shaped slashes. As we reach the final layer, you can see that Curt's using undiluted Optimist inks. The yellow door of this house is the most important color in the whole piece, so Curt mixes it from straight pigment and applies it almost at the very end. Now a few final details to round out this illustration. First, Curt adds the top layer of stylized foliage details. He emphasizes the darkest shadows with more washes and dark marks. These quick gestures in the final layer do a surprising amount of the representational work. Finally, the very brightest colors and highlights are added. As you can see, Optimist is truly an illustrator's medium. You can use your whole toolkit, including all kinds of dip pens and brushes. You can mix any color, at any opacity, with a variety of textural options. And when you're done, your work will be lightfast and naturally UV resistant. Now this one's ready for framing.